Shanti sister, how are you?
I'm very good. Thank you. Om Shanti to you,
Uh,
brother.
Thank you
Lovely to
sister.
meet you.
Yeah, and lovely
Thank you.
to do seva together. And today we are going to read Avyakt Murli with explanation. The Murli dated 26/6/1969. So you can go on, sister.
Okay.
Mm,
Yes, uh, just before starting, I would
mm,
like to say Baba says in Murli's,
mm.
Avyakt Murli, Baba says is an entertainment and revision,
Yes,
whereas Sakar Murlis are teachings.
teachings.
So he's after Brahma Baba passed away and Sakar Murli was finished, he says this is all, he just comes to meet us.
Okay.
Yes, it's not teachings anymore, it's just entertainment.
Mm,
But so today's heading is the form of giving teachings through your form.
mm,
So whom is Baba seeing today?
mm,
He is seeing the children.
mm,
What did you hear in the Murli today? Whom do all of you remember?
mm,
The father, teacher, and Satguru. So, Bap Dada also is not just seeing the children, but he also sees the children in the form of three relationships. All are the children, but in the form of teacher, whom does he see? He sees the students number wise. In the form of Guru, whom does he see? Do you know that? He sees those who follow him number wise. He's seeing both those who have followed him and those who are going to follow him. What is the main thing you have to follow in the teachings that he gives as the Guru? What is the main thing that you have to follow? In brackets, the pilgrimage of remembrance. The pilgrimage of remembrance is just the method. So Baba has always said, Man Mana Bhava. Why are you even made to do that? What do you have to follow first in order to grant salvation to others? Why are you taught the pilgrimage of remembrance? The main teaching of the Guru that you have to follow is to be bodiless, to be incorporeal, and to be detached. You have the pilgrimage of remembrance so that even whilst in the corporeal form, you can remain incorporeal, detached and bodiless. Only when you become bodiless will you be able to return with the Guru. This is the main aspect that you are following and have to follow.
yes, sister. So you want to
Do I
explain?
stop there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can give explanation.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the
Mm,
main thing here I see is he's asked three things he tells to
mm,
consider himself as a teacher, father, teacher, and guru. And why means for us, even Man Mana Bhava, it's not for him. He doesn't need anybody to remember him or adore him or anything. It's for our own improvement, our
yes,
mind, to
mm,
become soul conscious. So
mm,
if we remember him in the form of father, first of all, I have to be aware I am a soul. And then I remember him as a father. Then I get more and more soul conscious. And he remembers us as children. That is what he said one. And then teacher, when we think of him as a teacher, it's basically, I think he's talking about how he sees us today.
mm,
So
yes,
he sees us when he is a teacher, he sees us all students. So from father, that relationship shifts to a teacher, more a little bit stricter.
mm,
And he sees us all in different grades, number
mm,
wise.
yeah,
First class, second class, third class, 25%, 50%. So even if they are BKs, different number wise,
yes,
70%, 90%,
mm,
and nobody's 100% until they become karmatit. So that is for us to also give him respect as a teacher, and we continue to listen to his Srimad. And then Sat Guru or Guru,
Mm.
that he sees us again. What does he say? Uh,
He says
uh,
those who follow him.
yeah, how we are following, even in Manmana Bhava, that is pilgrimage of remembrance. How do we do? Like last, we've been having, even yesterday's Murli and today's Murli, we've been having the Swadarshan Chakradari, that practice a lot in
Mm.
5 seconds. 5 seconds. Now in Kali Yuga, at the end, he's given us so much leeway, you know. He's
Mm.
saying in 1 hour, even 5 seconds, you go through your cycle. Swadarshan Chakradari, then your mind will get lighter. So
Mm.
he's giving us all sorts of, because we have to go up with him. That's what he said today in Murli. So
Mm.
he's a guru. And that's the only way we can become bodiless.
Mm.
I used to think before loving and detached, but now I've changed my mind. I have to be detached first, then loving.
Yeah, that's true.
Even in
Uh,
my own family, if there's a grandchild or baby, if you love first, then you can't get detached.
that's true.
You have to be detached before
Yes.
going and even picking up.
Yes.
You have to be first consider that one as a soul, and I'm acting role, all the knowledge you have, role,
Yeah.
actor, then love. Then
Yes.
it's easier. Otherwise, it's
Uh,
very hard. So these are the things. This is the
especially,
main aspect he's saying
yeah,
to follow
especially, yeah,
bodiless.
I think, especially with family members, we need to
Uh,
apply this Baba's teaching that you need to be Farista first, then you have to interact. That is
yes,
to stay
detached.
detached. But with others, Baba says, first you have to have a smiling face, then interact.
Yeah, yeah. Smiling face you have to have always. Yes.
Yeah. So we need to have both together.
Yeah.
Uh, so only when you become bodiless will you be able to return with the Guru.
Yeah.
So
For that only he makes us practice again and again Swadarshan Chakradari now.
yeah, that's so. Uh, but recently I have this thought that in addition to the reason that we need to be incorporeal for us to go with him,
Yeah.
I believe there is another reason. That is, uh, that's the only way to forget the world. Unless until we forget this world, we can't escape from this world.
Yes.
That's the thing I believe. He
Yes.
wants us to be incorporeal. As long as
Yes.
we are corporeal, we can't detach from this world. So we need to let go of all the identities, except the identity that we are the son or daughter of God, which is the true identity. And also, we have all relationships with God. We should have,
Mm.
or else we will be deceived in the end.
Yeah.
So, only if you are incorporeal state, can we remember God constantly, or else it's very difficult.
That's, if I can
Mm.
interfere in the middle, that's why
Mm.
he says my
Mm.
awareness is important first.
Yeah.
And that's where even the detached and loving comes. Unless I'm soul conscious and bodiless and I have all relationship with God,
Mm.
then go into loving and show love for others, then only you can do. If you're not, that itself gives you that bodiless awareness.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
very true.
also for us to stay away from those five vices, especially attachment.
Mm.
uh, this being bodiless is very important. That will
Mm.
show in our action whether we are incorporeal or corporeal. So that's why I love this particular Mahabharat scene
Mm.
where Dharma, Yudhishthira, he
Mm.
asked his brothers to fetch him water from a pond. So they all go there, but the lord of the pond appears asking them questions, and he even wants that if they don't answer the question, they'll be killed. They got so angry. How can you gain ownership over the public property? So
Yeah.
they started to drink that water and fell unconscious. They died.
Oh.
And another brother come, he gets more angry for killing his brother, but he was very thirsty, so he decided to first drink the water, then take revenge on the lord of the pond. And also he has the same fate. So everybody dies like that. Finally Yudhishthir comes and he sees all his brothers lying dead, but he doesn't have any anger. He was just seeing it patiently that something should be wrong with the water. Then he goes and tries to take the water. Just before he tastes it, Lord of the Pond appears before him saying that I was the one who killed all your brothers. If you don't answer my questions, you will also be killed. Soon after listening that, he just let go of all the water. Then he very humbly asks him to ask the question, and he can provide the answer as much as he can. So that is something possible only when he has no attachment towards his brother, or else he would have got very angry. So the same is the case with Draupadi being stripped off in front of everybody. So all his brothers get very angry. Instead, Yudhishthir called the very person who was responsible for all these acts, Duryodhan, as his beloved brother. So that's unimaginable. His wife is being stripped off in public, but he was calling the responsible person as his beloved brother. So that is possible only when he stays completely detached. So almost all the story, all the scenes of Mahabharat involving Yudhishthir says how detached he is.
Mm.
So,
Yes, very true. Because
yeah,
all these stories of Mahabharat and scriptures of all religions,
yeah,
it is now the time for us
mm,
to integrate that into our life.
yes,
That's what it is. That's the
yeah,
way we can contribute,
yeah,
for re-establishment of
yeah.
a new society. Yeah.
Because most
Stories
of
of
because most of us haven't seen Baghdad in the corporeal form. So I
okay.
think these serials of Mahabharat helps.
Okay.
That's the thing. Uh,
Okay.
that really helps. Ramayana also helps very much. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, sister. I'll go on with the second paragraph.
Yeah.
Mm.
Thank you.
Is the part in the form of the teacher still continuing or has it finished? Is the teacher giving you the revised course or are you doing it yourself? With and they said with Baba said. Baba is not teaching you the study as you initially said, but you have his help. During revision, you take leave from school and study at home. This is called homework. You have a connection with the teacher, but the teacher is not with you. There is just a connection. The connection lasts until the final paper. The teacher is not always with you for the revision course. So even now, the teacher is just looking after you from a distance. If you have any difficulty, you can ask him. But he is not with you now in the same way that he used to be when he was teaching you. Now he sits up above and watches you all very carefully to see who is doing the revision course and with how much effort and to what extent you have zeal and enthusiasm. You'd like to explain, sister?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what, as I said at the beginning, this now it's is comparing it very beautifully with our Lokic way of studies.
Study. Yeah.
Throughout so beautifully. See how Baba, I feel always he makes it so simple. I really feel all the time, even this knowledge, what we are understanding in a very simple way, it's much, much more deeper. But to our mind, how we
yeah,
can understand with that example he gives, that's why Sakar Baba is there.
yeah,
So he is telling us in our Lokic studies also, the whole year we study, the teacher teaches us in front of us. And then when the exam comes, we have a trial exam and then we have to do revision exam times and studies. At that time, we are doing it ourselves. The teacher is not there. The teacher is there to help if you need his help, but not directly. So I think that is what is Avyakt Murli is trying to say,
yeah.
The teacher is,
And also it's like we are in study holidays now.
yes, yes.
So he
We
comes,
are in study holidays,
yeah,
even though he is looking
mm,
after us from a distance.
distance, yeah,
He's not coming in person. No
yes,
more, he's not coming in person. But
mm,
to have that feeling that each individual that he is looking after from a distance
yes,
itself, with that intention, if you study,
mm,
if any difficulty, he says you can always ask him. Just like the Lokic teacher, you ring them up or send an email these days, and then
mm,
they will solve the problem
yeah,
like that. And he will watch you carefully, but
mm,
it's a revision course. I have to remember that because exams are coming, final
mm,
exams are coming. I have to remember that.
yeah,
And God cannot be with me. I have to do the test.
mm,
So, and how much effort I have to put in it, how much we have put in Lokic. And he sits above and watches us, and he wants to know how much he will see us also, how much zeal and enthusiasm we are going to
yeah.
have, each one of us, to do this revision and come. Was great. What
And
would you like to say
yeah,
about it?
this is what I love about Baba. He is very honest.
Of course, he's God.
If he's not honest, he can easily make us do the effort. But instead, he is so honest as saying that I'm not with you. Because that might make students uh,
Lazy,
careless, yeah.
careless.
But still, he doesn't want to put on that face that we create in the path of devotion, that he is so big, he is so angry, he can do anything, he can uh, know whatever you think. God says, no, I don't know what you are thinking. I'm
Mm.
not that big. I'm not all knowing. I'm all powerful in the sense I know I have all the those 8 powers. So that is what he means by all powerful. And also all knowing means he knows this uh, knowledge of the creator and creation from the beginning to end. So now he says, because if he says something like in the path of devotion, it's like threatening. Do you know who I am? Because we are already filled with those beliefs. If God says so, it's not going to be hard for us to believe that. But
Mm.
still, God wants to be honest with his kids, his students. So that's why he says, I'm not with you. At the same time, he says, during the time of destruction, don't worry that you are alone. The second you think of me, you are with me.
Mm.
So that is something we have to remember in the end.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
wants us to be independent.
yeah,
He
yeah,
wants
that's
us
true.
to be independent, not
Independent.
dependent on him. But at the same time, he says, I'm there.
Yeah, and there, and we need to be in the combined form all the time. If you are able to be in the combined form, I am with you. So that's the guarantee he gives. We might forget in the end or in some horrible situations. So that's
Mm.
the teaching we have to remember throughout. Okay. Uh, so what are we finished? Okay, sister, you can go on with
Enthusiasm.
the second next one.
the scene is more beautiful when you see it from up here. So in bracket, it says sitting on a gadi. In Hindi, it is sadali. Sadali means like a saddle,
Gadi
on
means
a
Sagali.
horse.
Oh,
Sadali. Sadali,
Sagali.
it says in Hindi. It
Okay.
doesn't say gadi for some
Oh,
reason. I
okay.
thought it should say gadi, but it says sadali. And sadali means
Hmm.
saddle, saddle on a horse like thing. But
Okay.
our gadi here, it says
Hmm.
that. So the scene is more beautiful when you see it from up here. So
Hmm.
imagine yourself sitting on a high position.
Hmm.
Then when you see it sitting down there,
Hmm.
if someone were to sit even higher than that and watch the scene,
Hmm.
there would be so much difference.
Hmm.
You can experience that with the power of the intellect.
Hmm.
What do you experience?
Hmm.
Baba is relating to you the experience today. The system of listening to and relating the experiences has continued from the beginning.
Hmm.
And so, what is the experience of staying in the subtle region?
Hmm.
Although Baba, in brackets Brahma Baba, is in the subtle region, because he has a connection with the teacher, he sees that some are revising the study with an alokik consciousness. Some are wasting their time, and some are using their time in a worthwhile way. So, to me, basically, it means that God is seeing everything from there and subtle. And I think, see, from incorporeal world, he can't see anything.
Yes.
So
Only from
that's
the
why
subtle
subtle
world.
world is formed. Subtle world is very important. As BKs, we understand that. Otherwise, we didn't know there was a subtle world.
Yes.
And Brahma Baba, that is a very $1,000,000 question. Many people ask now, is Brahma Baba born? Is he
Hmm.
still there in the subtle world? Even now,
Hmm.
Dr. Pratap came, somebody asked that question to him
Hmm.
when he came to Sydney a couple of weeks ago.
Hmm.
So, that's a never ending question. Nobody knows.
Hmm.
So, I don't know what you have, you can explain.
Hmm.
But so from that place, Brahma Baba, because he is with God, so he says, I think it's Bap Dada who
Hmm.
is seeing all of us,
Yes.
how we are revising all
Hmm.
these things, making effort with an alokik consciousness, that is soul consciously, or are we wasting time?
But I think,
What would you?
yeah, Brahma Baba must be there because he's our mother, and all the things Baba said about uh, that is about to happen, like all the devotees will march towards Madhuban in the end. I think Baba has to see, Bab Dada has to see, right? He wouldn't let go. He would be there all the time.
Okay,
So
for devotee's sake, I
yeah,
understand.
yeah, he's the mother for everybody. So he will be there. I don't think he would have gone. So actually, in Tamil, we are doing the same with Varalakshmi sister. She said that Baba always says follow father. So we just think that whatever he does, we have to follow, which is also true. At the same time, while he was in the corporeal form, we are seeing him, we are following him. Now he has moved to the settled region. Now we have to follow him to the settled region. So that's why before in the last Avyakt Murlis, Baba used to say quite frequently, "Come there, come there. It is free from time restriction. You can be there all the time." And much before that, Baba has said, "It is not going to continue to be the same. Our form of meeting will change." So Baba has gone, and Baba's duty is to make us equal to him. So that's why first he comes quite frequently. Then he increases the gap. Then finally he doesn't come. Because if he keeps on coming, when will we go? So just because,
All drama is drama
yeah,
is very accurate.
yeah, just because people do not know this knowledge, they start all those parties like Shankar parties, Om Mandali, thinking that he has to be here all the time. So that's not true, because he has come to make us into the Farista. Farista so Devata. We can't become Devata without becoming Farista. So first he has become Farista. Now he is sharing the experience of how it is to see from up above. So that's what he says. You also come here. You will enjoy. So that's the easy way to get detached. Being detached is being Farista, and being Farista is the easy way to get detached, because you have a totally different set of duties while in Farista stage. So that's for the universal service through mind. So for that you need to detach yourself completely from the what is that called? எல்லைக்குட்பட்ட நிலை, limited. You have to come out
Unlimited.
of the limited. Yeah, you have to come out of the limited and go into the unlimited. So that's the thing. So as he was sharing his experience in the corporeal form, now he is sharing his experience in the subtle form, so that we can follow him. Oh, we need to experience these things to make sure that we are also in the Avyakt stage. So that's the thing I think Baba wants to say. He comes basically to share his experience.
So it basically goes back to the first two paragraphs. His teaching period is over. That form, corporeal form, is over.
Yeah.
So the next is subtle form.
Subtle
So he
form.
wants us to now, because it's not slowly. This is also beautiful. As you were saying, it came into my mind how he is teaching us to from corporeal to become subtle. He was corporeal first. Now he is subtle form. So if we want to meet him, we have to become subtle. So he is really slowly taking us to our highest incorporeal form. That's very beautiful. See how, I mean,
and
whether
also,
we do it or not, that comes again with practice. He's saying, that's why he said yesterday, every 1 hour do 5 seconds. So these are the things which will make you more subtle.
And also in Mahabharat, just before the death of Bhishma Pitama, while he was lying on the arrow bed, so Sri Krishna was asking Bhishma Pitama to give knowledge, and Bhishma Pitama says, how can I give knowledge when you are here? And he says, I am free from birth and death experience, so only you experience. So it's time for you to give the teachings. So that so it means he has gone beyond the bodily form, corporeal form. So that's the form of Brahma now.
Brahma Baba.
And Avyaktvani is basically, majority of it is the teachings of Brahma, sharing his experience. So that's why that Varalakshmi sister said, it's like in the study holidays, those who are very intelligent and good and help minded, they want to help others. So that's what Baba basically does. He sees from the distance, and now he can see all the mistakes we do, and he comes quite often to warns us about it. So you are doing this, that's why you get detached, you want to help others, instead you get into that mud. So always stay safe. So he is now he knows everything, because he is the mother. He takes off us, he always sees us as his children, and also he can't go there alone to rule. He needs us. So anyway he has to help us. So it's really amazing.
Amazing. And he also gives us a very nice picture. That scene is very beautiful. So the subtle world, even though many times I used to think, at least in a dream, I should see how the subtle world is. Never happened. So that is explaining how beautiful the subtle world is, seeing from there everything.
It's Yeah,
Lovely.
yeah, and people will be very perfect, and when they turn perfect, even their
Mm,
appearance becomes very divine. I have
yeah.
seen my center's brother and sisters in that Avyakt stage. So their eyes are so innocent, like a newborn child.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Uh, okay,
Purity.
purity, yeah. And see, Baba used to teach, but now other Brahma Baba used to teach while in corporeal form also through his acts. But
Acts.
now he is doing the same with alokik consciousness,
Yes.
and now
Because he's subtle.
yeah, and
Sukshma.
now he says some are wasting their time without knowing
Mm,
the time limit,
mm.
and some are using their time in a worthwhile way. So it all depends on how conscious we are, how time conscious we are. So in
Yeah.
addition to being soul conscious, time conscious is also very important because it can't continue forever. Baba is not going to be here forever. Sangam Yuga is not going to be there forever. So we need to bear that in our mind. So that's the thing, sister. Okay, let me read the next. Do you know what Baba feels when he sees that the children are wasting their time? Baba has mercy anyway, but together with mercy, the relationships that exist also pull him. Then there is the desire of taking leave from Baba, of taking on a corporeal form and drawing the children's attention again. However, the part of the corporeal form has finished, and therefore he gives a current from a distance. Just as Baba used to show a red flag, there was a flag in the subtle region also. But it has been seen that very few souls are able to taste the Avyakt sweetness and take subtle help. Which main power is needed to overcome any obstacles that come in front of you when crossing this path? In bracket, it is mentioned power of tolerance. Which main power is needed even before the power of tolerance? What is it that causes obstacles? Maya. You were told previously that in order to face any obstacles, you first need the power of discrimination. Then you need the power of making decisions. When you have decided that this is Maya, that it is not right, when you have decided whether something is of benefit or less or loss, whether it brings temporary attainment or permanent attainment, only after having made the decision will you be able to imbibe the power of tolerance. So it's so
Yes.
deep. So
Deep.
yeah.
Yeah. One point I like, couple of points. One is
Mm,
it shows Baba, as we say him as innocent Lord, he
mm,
still has mercy on us.
mm,
Even if we do the wrong thing and waste our time, he
mm,
still has mercy on us.
yeah.
And of course, the power of tolerance, you have to have the two virtues first. That
Mm,
is the virtue of power to discriminate. In
yeah.
Hindi, they say parakna,
Mm,
and what is right, what is wrong. When
mm,
something is happening right in front of us, in a family situation, so many times it happens, and we just get
mm,
involved with the
yeah.
situation, then we
Yeah.
lose it.
Mm,
So that time I have to really
mm,
have this power to discriminate. Okay, is this right or wrong? What I'm doing, whatever
mm,
it is, and then make a decision. In
mm,
Hindi, we say nirnay. Make a decision.
mm,
Then only I can act. Then I will have power of tolerance. Otherwise, I can't tolerate that situation. If I
yes.
don't have these two virtues or the powers within me,
Yes.
first,
Yes.
how can I tolerate? That's why I
Yeah.
react. Instead of proact, I react.
Mm,
So he says these are things very important. Yes,
mm.
Brother, you go ahead.
Yeah, it's really nice. And Baba says here it is mentioned about Brahma Baba that
Red
he has
flag.
mercy, which is why he wants to take corporeal form to warn the children because of mercy. You're doing wrong. Do just like in a football match or cricket, while we are watching it from a distance, we know what wrong exactly they are doing, but they don't know it themselves.
Hmm.
So we will say, oh, see, ball is coming there. You have to be there. Why are you not there? We are doing that. Just like that, even Brahma Baba thinks he needs to say this. For that, he needs to take corporeal form. But he realizes soon that he is no longer in the corporeal form. So now
Maybe.
the only choice he has is to fill us with power. Uh,
So
to
you
give the
mean he's
current
still?
to give
You
the
mean
current.
he's still? Till Brahma Baba is pulled to us. That's what you mean.
Yeah, and at the same time, this teaches us the lesson how we should behave when there is some conflict in either Laukik Parivar or Alaukik Parivar. So Baba,
Hmm.
even in another Murli, he said the same thing. So every time you do mischief, I have this pull of taking corporeal form and warn you. But I don't have corporeal form. So I just witnessed that from the distance. Just like that, Baba says, you are just consider yourself to be avyakt already. Then you can't talk. So that's the thing Baba said 2 days before. You need to be silent. That is all about Andarmukt. You need to be silent no matter what happens because nothing is yours. Why should you bother? That's not your family. You
Hmm.
are just there as a nurse takes care of the patient. Nurse doesn't bother about what's happening with it. Just she will perform her duty lovingly and she is naturally detached because she is in no way attached to him. So although she wants her patients to survive, she also knows there's a possibility of him getting died. But it is not going to affect her because she knows the result. Just like that, we will be giving some advice verbally. At the same time, we know they may or may not take that, and that should not affect us. That's being avyakt. And see the rest, very detached. Why should we even see? Because we have a lot more duties in the subtle region. We have to, because the whole world is our family. Why taking special care for just one or two kids in the Laukik family? So we need to make ourselves busy spreading those positive vibrations all the time. That's why Baba makes us avyakt. So we need to be avyakt here. Only then we can become avyakt there. So that's the thing Baba stresses all the time. So even in the
Hmm.
upcoming Murli, Baba says that where did Brahma Baba become avyakt? Not there. He becomes avyakt right here. Before 6 months before he leaves the body, he was already in
Yeah.
avyakt form. So
All
everybody
the
could see that.
dadis.
Yeah, he stopped talking because he considers himself to be avyakt. So that's
So,
what Baba says. Yeah. So putting
so the two
into the
points.
words is very essential. That's the first stage to become avyakt. Then we have to put a stop to our mind as well. So our mind
Yeah.
is, yeah, we should always be thinking that we are on the path to heaven. So whatever comes in between, it's just a side. What does he say? Side show, sightseeing. We are traveling in the boat. So
Hmm.
whether it's something anger provoking or something very glamour, we shouldn't even care to listen or see it, or else we'll be pulled right away into the ocean of poison. So we are in the boat just to escape from this. So that's why Baba says he wants us by showing red flag while he was in corporeal form. That's his nature because
that
he's, after
that's
all,
that's
our
the
mother.
that's that's the
Yeah,
point I really like when you're talking.
yeah,
When he was corporeal, he could
yeah,
give us a red flag actually show it.
Yeah.
But now he says, don't worry, even in the subtle region, I have a red flag, I'll show you, you know.
Yeah.
So
But for
he
that,
wants us.
but for us to go from here to Avyakt, there is an obstacle.
Mm.
So only when I don't know whether in this Murli or the upcoming Murli, Baba says, not everybody is able to receive that because they are so caught up here. So although he wants us, since our mind is not clear, we don't receive it.
Yeah.
So that's why Baba says, no matter what happens here, you should have the power of tolerance to come there, or else you will constantly be pulled here. If you don't have the power to tolerate, you will constantly be pulled to this physical form. So that's why power of tolerance is very much needed. So Maya test our patience to the extreme, but we have to have the power of tolerance. Why? Because it is Maya. That's Maya's intention. So only when we are able to recognize it as Maya, when we are able to differentiate between whether it has come, whether our action is going to bring benefit or loss, we need to be able to discriminate. It is very easy to shout and make them calm, but that's going to bring a huge loss for us. It's a long time loss for us. So you have to
Yeah.
discriminate, and also you have to decide. We need to have the power of decision, making decision. Only then, now you are doubly confirmed that you are on the right path. So you are ready to tolerate. Because the more you tolerate, the more your status will rise. Only when you see the status all the time, status of your status, only then we will not be carried away by the magical form of Maya. So, and this particular point, whether it brings temporary attainment or permanent attainment, Maya always brings you temporary attainment. So we usually get carried away because we feel so fulfilled when we shout at somebody we don't like.
Yeah.
But after that,
So
we will not have yoga for a couple of days. That's the biggest
yes.
punishment. Yeah.
So
You
two
want to
things
add?
here. The
Yeah.
essence of what you said I got is
Mm.
be silent.
Yeah.
You know,
That's very
as
essential.
and that reminds me of now Dr.
Mm.
Pratap only was saying, just like Brahma Baba, you said, and many other dadis. Now Dadi Ratan Mohini, who is 100 years old this year, she
Wow.
was 100,
Mm.
but now she doesn't. I think from last 1 year, and especially this is, she doesn't talk at all.
Oh.
But she
Mm.
goes wherever she is needed because she's still the head of
Yeah.
the thing
Yes.
in name.
Mm.
So she goes wherever she's called to, everything, but she only gives drishti.
Wow.
So she doesn't talk. I remember Ratan Mohini Dadi talking. This is
Mm.
before COVID. Now she doesn't. So she's becoming Avyakt.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
she's 100. I mean,
Mm.
if not now, when will you
When?
become Avyakt when you're 100? I
Yeah.
think physically also they get tired. Of course, I
Yeah.
can understand that as you get older, you
Yeah.
want to talk less.
Yes.
I mean, before I wanted to go to parties, even good alokik parties also, I don't feel like going now.
Yeah.
Even if it is alokik, you lose that interest
Yeah.
because of your physical as well as mind. You don't need it.
Yeah.
And so at her age now, so that it reminded me, she's become completely silent and
Yeah.
giving drishti. I hope I have an opportunity to go and see her
Mm.
soon,
Mm.
but I don't know. And then also another point you said I like was see your status all the time. If I can see my status and be in that consciousness, that
Mm.
is basically being soul consciousness, and then I will be able to tolerate all the time. If not, it's hard to tolerate. Automatically your nature comes. But
Mm.
Baba is
So,
teaching us, to be soul conscious
yeah.
and to remember who we were. Ancestor souls, not even soul, ancestor souls. That
Always.
status I have to remember. every time, then I can tolerate.
And
It was
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah. And I used to wonder when they gave this 7 days course, what is the need for them to say that it's a talkie world, it's a movie world, it's a silent world? Now we get to know why he says that.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
you can move there in Avyakt,
yeah, yeah,
but you are not supposed to talk. Only then you are in Avyakt stage. So do
yeah,
everything with the power of your thought, not with
yeah.
the power of your mouth. So
Very good.
yeah, so that's the
Yeah,
thing, because we are going to change the world with the power of thought, not with the power of words, because everybody speaks. Sometimes they speak even better than us, but
yes, of course.
yeah, so now we have to show the power of thought, which is the power of silence.
Mm.
So we should fill
Yes,
ourselves with the power of positive thoughts, shubh
yes.
kamana, shubh. So
Shubh Bhavana. Mm.
bhavana, yeah, that's the thing.
Good wishes. That way,
Mm,
when you have Shubh Kamana and Shubh Bhavana, good wishes and pure feelings,
mm.
that itself will give you the power to tolerate.
Yeah,
See,
that's the thing.
that's
That's
a
the
big thing, At
mm,
least, if nothing else, if somebody is giving you so much trouble,
mm,
whether a baby or an adult
mm.
in the family situation, if you have good wishes, pure feelings, you will
Yeah,
start tolerating
yeah,
everything.
yes.
Yeah, it's a
And
very
also,
good point.
and also in the olden days, when we go to Guru, he will bless you from his
Ah,
heart. The
yeah.
main reason is he doesn't know us. If he knows us, he may not bless us. Just like
but
that, but
but
uh,
go opposite here. That's why Guru and God is all. God knows us, every little bit of us. Even
yeah,
though He says, I don't know, He
mm,
knows.
he knows.
But
Yeah,
still He is blessing us. So
yeah,
it's a
he is
big
blessing us,
difference.
and the main reason is he is seeing us as souls.
Souls,
Souls.
yeah.
So he knows
Yeah.
the beginning, how we were,
Yes.
and he
Yes.
also knows the end, how we will become. So he
Yeah.
least bother about how we are now.
And
Just
so
to
He's
warn us,
reminding us
just to warn us, he is saying that. But he is seeing only the beginning and the end. So
yes.
that gives him the confidence. And that's why Baba asks us to see always the soul, so that you don't get carried away by whatever they do at present.
Mm.
So that's very interesting, sister. Yeah.
That's why
Hmm.
He is teaching us to be soul conscious and manmanabhava again. Same thing.
Hmm.
We
Yeah.
also look at Him as soul,
So
supreme
yeah,
soul.
yeah. If we
So
can't see
wonderful.
him, yeah, if we can't see him as soul, then who else can we see as soul? That's why
Yeah,
start with me. Start from the family, because he is our
exactly.
true family.
Yeah.
So we are seeing
All
him.
our vices, or if
Hmm.
we start looking like that, that's why
Hmm.
He's saying soul connect, then all our vices will go away.
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
soul conscious
Free
means
from
full of
all vices,
virtues.
full of
Full of
virtues. Yeah.
virtues.
Hmm.
Anyway, we can go on and on that.
Yeah, it's amazing. Okay, sister. And you can go on with the next paragraph, sister.
First, there
Mm,
has to be
mm,
discrimination.
mm,
So Baba goes on to explain the same thing more,
mm,
and then a decision about it can be made.
mm,
Those who have clear decision making power will never be defeated.
mm,
Mm. In order to be saved from defeat,
mm,
increase your power of discrimination
mm,
and the power of decision making.
mm,
This $1 million question, everybody says, no, decision making. What
mm,
effort do you have to make in order to increase the power of decisions?
mm.
And you quickly say the pilgrimage of remembrance, again coming to Manmanabhav. But
Yes.
what is the knowledge, the
Mm,
understanding that
mm,
gives power to the pilgrimage of remembrance?
mm.
That should also clearly be in your intellect.
Yes.
You have kept the overall factor in mind. That is, everybody says
Mm,
Manmana Bhav, but sometimes it
mm.
brings a loss.
Yes.
Example, in a school, some children are able to give the overall result. See how nicely he's explaining. But
Mm,
when their teacher asks how they arrived at that result, they get confused.
Yes.
And so, all of you speak of the pilgrimage of remembrance as the outcome, but you should also know the method from which the outcome is derived. So, which main aspect is essential to increase the power of making decisions? And in bracket, churning the ocean of knowledge.
Yeah.
So even in our Murli class, people say when we discuss Manmanabhav, that is the ultimate, Manmanabhav. But
Yeah.
how to be Manmanabhav? How to think. Then you have all these points. Practice the 5 thing, practice churning all these points. You will get methods. You will get so many little and big methods how to become soul conscious.
Yes.
That's what I have taken from here. So basically, Baba is asking us to not just overall result, but how do you arrive it? So, and in his Srimad, in his thing, he gives us so many points how to become soul conscious. And through churning, that's the way we can become Manmanabha. That's in short, brother. You can go on.
Yes. Yes, that's true. Baba also says that you should always keep a point of knowledge before remembering
Always.
Baba as a point, or else you don't know whether you are aware or not, whether you are sleeping or in remembrance of Baba. So only when we are able to churn over the point, then we can assure ourselves that we are awake. Or else, if you just
Right.
see Baba as a point of light, you don't know when you go to sleep, because it will automatically take you to sleep. But this yoga is all about being staying awake, not to go to sleep. So we have to do both together. We have to remember him as a point of light, which gives the soul the power to imbibe the knowledge. So without seeding the seed, what's the power of preparing the soil? So here the point is to imbibe those knowledge. So yoga actually makes the land capable of sowing. So that's why Baba asks us to rotate this discuss of self-realization as much as possible. That's the essential, because only when your mind is so busy with these things, your mind will become so powerful that it doesn't let the limited things to enter your mind, because that's the true obstacle. So that's why here in everybody knows the power of remembrance, but people think power of remembrance means remembering only God. But we have to remember also the point. We also have to remember our destination in addition to being with Baba.
That's very, very nice because,
Yeah.
as you say, Manmanabhav, if you just think a point and be in that experience, even if you don't think, if you're in that experience of that point of light supreme, you can go to sleep.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. That's
Or
why.
you are in a
Mm,
trance.
yeah.
But if
That's why
you
many.
are
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt.
But
That's
if
why
you
many.
are
Mm,
churning some knowledge, and as
yeah.
Baba's simplest way, Swadershan
Mm,
Chakradhari or something, that
mm,
means you're in that elevated stage and you know for yourself you're not sleeping.
yeah, yeah, that's it. And also, you will be enjoying when you think about
Yes,
certain points of Baba. It gives
yes.
the feeling that lovers experience when they think about their lover. So, after all, Baba is our beloved. So, every single word of him will make us stay intoxicated. If you don't feel that intoxication feeling, then we are not doing yoga. So
Yeah.
that should say whether you are in yoga or not.
Mm.
So that is something we receive by churning the ocean of knowledge.
And I think that's the best time to do that is at 4 a.m. in the morning, Amrit Vela. But
Yeah.
many a time we are tired, Our
Yeah.
body is tired, sleepy. So we
Mm.
just sit down, okay, I'm soul
Yeah.
world, I go up and or subtle world and Bab
Yeah.
Dada, and most of the time you are sleepy.
Yeah. We are just using
Very
the
few
default
to tell
method.
you to tell you the
Mm.
truth. It's not,
Yeah.
okay, Amritvela, everybody gets up at Amritvela, all BKs.
Yes.
But are we having good yoga? That is only very rare.
Very rare. Correct.
Because I think this is a good point, this Murli's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we can start practicing churning some point and
Churning.
do.
Yes.
Then you can have a good Amritvela.
And also Baba says yoga is all about being in a same point for a longer duration.
Oh,
If you
yes.
take any point, if you are able to be there for a long time, that's yoga. But people think
Excellent.
that just remembering him as a point of light is yoga. So it's more like hatha yoga. Even in hatha yoga, they ask you to concentrate on a point. That's a
Hmm.
form of hatha yoga too. But he is
Hmm.
so live. So if you remember any Laukik relation, we won't be seeing their face. We'll be seeing what they speak with us, how they behave with us. So
Hmm.
we have to remember Baba just like that, not just as a point of light, or else it's like whether he is live or dead. We can't even differentiate.
Hmm.
Okay, sister. What if,
Beautiful.
yeah, what if you'd like to add some more?
No, no, that's okay.
Okay, sister.
Because next
Mm.
paragraph he goes to this churning of
Yeah,
ocean of knowledge
yeah,
more deeper.
yeah. What if you drown in the ocean while churning? Some sit to churn the ocean of knowledge in this way, but sometimes there are such waves that they get carried away by them. If any physical strength is lacking, nourishing food is given to that person. In the same way, the main nourishing food to increase the power of making decision is that which you have already been told about is to be bodiless, incorporeal and detached in action. The incorporeal and the bodiless stages are a state of the intellect, but you should also be able to be detached while performing actions and also remain unique so that seeing your every action, people feel that you are unique, that you are not mundane, lokic, but extraordinary, that is alokik. So this is most essential in order to increase the decision making power. The more you imbibe these aspects, the more you will be able to finish your obstacles and be saved from the obstacles that will come in the world. You have received many teachings, but what must you do now? You have to become the embodiment of teachings. The teachings and your original religion should not be different. Your form itself should be the teachings. Teachings are given through being the embodiment. In many cases, teachings are not given through words but through your form. And so you now have to be the form of the teachings and give these teachings to others through your form. You have received many teachings. Now you have to put them in your form. So it's very amazing. So, and that's the reason I said watching Ramayana or Mahabharata helps us more because we are seeing the embodiment of this knowledge through their character.
For the B case, you mean?
Yeah, even for the BKs. Only we understand that.
That's
Not
what I'm saying.
others
For
don't understand.
low
Uh,
kicks seeing Ramayana is no
it's,
use.
yeah, it's
And
totally
unless they
different.
think it happened.
Yeah, it happened and
BKs,
they,
yes.
yes,
Yes, very true. Because
yeah.
only after I became a BK,
Hmm.
I read the Gita. Otherwise, I
Wow.
never read the Gita before.
We can't understand. Yeah,
After becoming BK, I read the Gita because I was interested. Okay.
yeah, that's the thing. And what do you want to add, sister, for this?
You can add whatever and then.
Okay.
So basically, it says don't get drowned in it. You
Hmm.
know, drowning
Hmm.
means
Hmm.
uh, I don't know. I think also drowning means sometimes you churn. I'm going back to Amritvela again. You might not even churn. You're thinking of point of flight or churning, and then you go off to sleep. One big
Yeah.
wave comes, and you think, when you
Mm.
get up, you think, oh, you had a wonderful Amrit Vela. But no,
Yes.
it's Maya there. I don't
Yeah.
know. That's one very ordinary explanation.
Yeah, many
What
say.
do you?
Even one sister said, I used to. They make it compulsory in some maybe Malaysia or Singapore to come to the center to do Amrit Vela for you to
Yeah,
go to Madhuban. Everybody goes there because they want to go to Madhuban, and everybody sees everybody sleeping.
yeah, yeah. It's
Even
sad.
yeah, that's the thing. Even the one who is in Gadi is sleeping. We can make the difference while they speak, whether they are fully awake or
Yeah,
semi-conscious. That's the thing.
yeah.
So if you drown in the ocean, it's very easy for the waves to throw you away out of the ocean.
I know. And what do
Uh,
you think of that? What does it mean to you?
yeah, and also Baba says, maybe in the same Murli, that you need not just swim on the surface, but you have to go deep into the ocean and bring the
That's
pearls of
another
knowledge.
Murli. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's another Murli. Yeah,
yeah,
gems.
yeah.
But
So,
here is different. It's
yeah, it's
different.
different.
Here
It's
he says,
different.
don't go too
Mm.
much. Don't get, isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah,
What
but
does he
but but
say?
he says about remembering him as a point of light and getting drowned, because he says some sit to churn the ocean of knowledge, but there are such ways that they get carried away by those. So that might be the waste thoughts. In addition to sleepiness, they get carried away. So that's the main reason we have to have some point. We have to churn. We have to be cautious. What
Mm.
enters us, that is all about being antarmukhi. Just
But
like,
ultimate,
hmm, hmm,
ultimately, he says you have to bring that incorporeal and bodiless stage into your
yeah,
action,
yeah,
because
that's,
people have to see
hmm,
you as a unique.
yeah. So that's the main point we have to churn. Whatever you churn, it brings to this. This is the essence of all points. You need to be bodiless. Yeah, Baba, if he asks us to stay out of anger, how can we achieve that? Only by being bodiless, only by seeing the
Yes,
bodiless.
yes.
And also, we
And you
have to
need,
stay detached, because it is
yes,
by getting attached to whatever you do, when it goes wrong, that creates burden instead of happiness.
yes,
So Baba is doing, I'm just an instrument he is using. Why should I bother about the result? Of course, I have to be there to do it, but we should not get attached to it, even if it is
true.
seva.
End of the day, it brings back to soul consciousness and bodilessness. Only
Yeah,
then it will increase my decision power. Otherwise, I will cannot tolerate, cannot decide properly if I'm not
yeah,
soul conscious. This is the method is given for BKs. Other
mm,
low kicks might have other methods, good
yes,
ones.
yes. This
But for
is,
us, this is the
mm,
easiest way.
yeah. And also, Baba says, what is being incorporeal? It is the state of mind. That's what he says.
Yes.
That's very
Buddhi.
important. When you are incorporeal, sorry, when you yes, when you are incorporeal, your state of mind will be entirely different from being in the sakar form. While you
Of
are in the
course.
sarkarial form, your thoughts are going to be related to sakar. When you are in the avyakt form, your thoughts are going to be unlimited. You are always worried about reaching the destination instead of seeing the sightseeings. I have to go quick, it's very less. So I have to, so even while doing seva, people get so caught up in the seva without knowing why they are doing the seva. We have to reach the
Mm.
destination. We have to become sampuran, complete. So it
Mm.
doesn't matter whether you get successful in seva or not, but it really makes sense whether you are able to be avyakt throughout the seva. Obviously, we will have all forms of sanskar issues while doing seva together. So the real success lies in whether you are completely detached while doing seva. Then you wouldn't worry about you know if you are detached, you know what happens. You can easily note that he is not detached. That's why he is behaving like that. So you will start giving power instead of using words, instead of striking on a fight with him. So that's very essential.
Yeah.
And you go on with your explanation, sister.
Then we have unique. No, that's good enough. Seeing you. So
Mm.
then you can
Mm.
have, you will become very unique then, Baba
Yeah,
says. Only then, you know. So
yeah.
mainly it boils down to the same thing.
And also, Baba says you should, in the beginning, we said that before performing any act, make sure you are in the Avyakt form. Make sure you are smiling. Likewise, now says before doing every action, make sure that everybody is watching you and everybody should feel that you are unique. So that should be the target. So
It,
you should be conscious about that. Everybody should see Sri Krishna in you, see Mahalakshmi in you. You should always have that. At least they should see the Shakti form with so many hands, which is so many powers.
yeah.
So
Baba
that's
says in
hmm,
remember yourself,
yeah,
remind yourself you're on the stage.
yeah,
So everybody, the audience is seeing you. So you have to do the right thing.
yeah. And you are playing the hero part. So obviously everybody's eyes on the hero, not on the side
Yeah.
characters. They least bother who provokes you, but they are so much bothered how you react.
So, brother, I
Hmm.
think it all comes back to the first para we said, we were discussing, saying, remember
Yeah,
your status,
yeah,
elevated status, remember your status.
yes.
Okay.
And
Yes.
and I remember Bhishma Pitamaga. So the
Ah.
reason Sri Krishna asked him to teach is because he is the
Mm.
embodiment of knowledge. See, he is almost dead, Marjiva. Now he is giving
Mm.
the teaching how to be
Like that.
like that, and that's why Baba
So,
says, "I have given you many teachings. Now you have to become the embodiment of teachings. Don't teach
yeah.
through the words." Teach through being the embodiment of teachings. Whatever he teaches, they should see in your every act, in your eyes, in your words, everything. So that's something so lovely about this paragraph.
Also
So,
to
yeah,
I think what you're saying is also, it's
mm,
teaching us to be subtle.
subtle,
Embodiment means to be subtle,
subtle. You have to,
making us
yeah,
more. Brahma Baba's teaching now. So Avyakt Murli is
mm,
basically
mm.
a revision, but it's also a
Very
proof for
powerful,
us to become subtle like him.
subtle. Yeah, that's why it sounds very powerful compared to Sakar Murli.
I love Sakar Murli though.
Yeah,
I love
it is
Sakar Murli.
lovable, but still it shows the
Teaching.
result of that, and also
Yes.
he pinpoints all the minute mistakes we make without knowing. So Baba asks us to teach not through words but through your embodiment. So that's the essence of this Murli, I think.
Yes, that's
Uh,
the essence at the beginning. Teach
yeah,
through
your
being
embodiment, not through
embodiment.
words. Yeah, because everybody
Yes.
teach through words. Now you
Yes.
teach through the embodiment.
That is the
Uh,
difference between Brahmins and we have to be,
yeah.
if we are
And,
doing the
um,
right thing.
and also, I would like to give the original example that happened recently. There is
Yes.
one Mohan C. Lazarus, who is a famous Christian preacher here. He always speaks so lovingly about Jesus Christ. And now, in this internet era, people will troll everything. So, and also, they make troll of him, they make fun of him, creating videos about him. And he gets so angry that he lodged a police complaint against that concerned person and he was arrested. And after coming out of prison, he says, okay, let it be that I have committed some sin, but you are the pastor who teaches how to love, how to be loving like Jesus, and now you have put me in prison. Is that what Jesus taught you? obviously people will ask the same to us, especially they will ask us, our very family members will ask whenever we shout. They will say, is that what Brahma Kumaris teach you? Is that what your God teaches you? And how can you say God is teaching you when you can't change your behavior?
Yeah, that happens in every family when we become
Yeah,
a new BK.
yeah,
And even as we say, everybody in the family have asked us that question.
yeah, and they are helping
Yeah.
us, and they are helping
Yes.
us.
Yes. Then you suddenly think, oh, why did I do that? See, now it's a bad name
For
for
Baba,
the BKs or
big and
Babas.
Babas and clan. Yeah,
Yeah. That is a natural thing, you know.
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, and I think it's very powerful. Only two more paragraphs is there, but still, I think
Shall
uh,
I read it?
no. I think
Finish it?
we can finish it right here so that we can churn over what we have, because it's
Yes.
churning
That's
matters.
what I thought.
And that
Yeah.
churning matters than imbibing. If possible, we
Yes,
can continue tomorrow if it is possible with you.
we'll see. And
Okay, sister.
I'll read the next one.
You
The course has
okay?
now finished. So all
Because
his
that's the last
teachings is,
paragraph.
oh no.
That's a
Now
big
Baba
paragraph.
asks you a question.
Yeah, there are some 4 lines in the last paragraph. Okay, okay, we
What do
can
you
complete now then.
Oh, what did you say? I didn't understand, brother. What
I
did you
said
want to do?
let's finish in this instead of
Okay.
continuing with it.
Okay.
So that we can churn over those important points we have discussed
Okay.
now. So we
Okay.
will have, so even if you come tomorrow, within 20 or 15 minutes, we can finish the rest.
Sure. No problem.
So it will make everybody at ease. Okay, thank you so
Okay.
much for accepting the invite, sister. It's been so pleasure to churn with you.
Thank
It's
you.
really
Thank
amazing.
you. I've
Okay,
never
sister.
seen you
Uh,
like this.
in
So this
person.
is the first
Yeah,
time
yeah. It's like
you
seeing in person,
teach
right?
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
As I told you, when
Mm,
I don't come to India much, but
yeah.
now, but
Yeah.
I was going every year to Madhuban, but after
Mm,
COVID, it's a bit reduced.
yeah.
Uh, yeah.
Ma- yeah. Maybe Baba wants us to do seva from the place where you are. Just
Yes, there's lots of
yeah.
seva.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you very much
Okay.
for
Thank you
having me.
thank you so
I'm
much,
Kashmir.
sister.
Thank you,
Okay.
Sarvanakum.
Thank you.